This N8N automation can generate 1,000 personalized leads at a cost of $1.24, where most businesses are paying $5,000 for the exact same thing. In this video, I'll be giving you the exact N8N template that does this. We'll cover all the setup that you need: Appify, N8N, as well as Apollo, and I'll walk you through the entire system live. So if you're new here and have never seen my face before, I'm Namisi, and I've spent 1,000+ hours building out AI workflows like this exact one here and implementing them for small businesses across industries. So at the end of the video, you'll have an Airtable setup that looks like this, where you'll have each lead on their own record with information like profile photos, company logos, personalized openers, and company and founder research. So I'm going to be starting off this build in N8N. If you don't have an account, you can get started with a 14-day free trial, but I'm just going to sign into my account here. Okay, cool. So once you're in N8N, what you're going to do is just create a new workflow at the top right, and it's going to wait for it to load. And now what we need to do next is you need to upload that template, which is down in the description down below. There'll be two files. This is the first workflow, which will basically do most of the work, and then the second workflow is just like one that's a tool for the AI agent. So what we're going to do is click the three dots on the top right here, and then we're going to import from a file. You're going to download the templates from the Google Drive link down below, and you're going to be greeted with Outreach Automation 1, and it's going to populate here. Now basically you're halfway there done, and next what we need to do is just set up a few things in this workflow to get everything working. So first we're going to start off with setting up this HTTP request here. This is basically the Appify scraper. I'm just going to label it so for future reference. So if you download this, it'll have Appify scraper now, and we just need to get the URL of the endpoint, which will basically do the scraping for us. So we're going to head over to Appify and get that URL right now. So this is Appify. To be completely transparent here, you need to utilize the $37 a month plan here, because if you go for the free plan, you can scrape leads for free, but it's going to be 100 leads at a time, and you can't utilize the Actors API. So that's a bit of a drawback. So once you've actually signed up for the $37 a month plan, you'll have access to $1 for per 1,000 leads with this actor. So what you're going to do is sign up and upgrade your account to the first tier to utilize this automation. So we're just going to go to the console, and this is Appify. So this is what your Appify store will look like, and you want to go to the Appify store on the left here, and we want this Apollo scraper, scrape up to 50,000 leads by Codecrafter. So we just want to click on that there. So this is the Apollo scraper on Appify, and to get the endpoint that we'll need to utilize in the N8N scenario, what you're going to do is just click this API button on the top right here, go to API endpoints, and you're going to grab the run actor synchronously and get dataset items URL right here. You're just going to copy that there, and you're going to head over back to N8N, and you're going to paste that URL right there. And that's basically this field setup. And next we also need to set up this LinkedIn profile scrape, and we're going to utilize Appify again to get all the information, and I'm going to show you which actor we need to utilize. It's quite similar to what we did previously with the Apollo scraper. So head over to your Apollo, and what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the Appify store, and you're going to search LinkedIn, and you're going to grab the mass profile scraper with email, no cookies, by DevFusion LinkedIn profile scraper. I'm going to do something similar here. We're going to go API, we're going to go API endpoints, and then we're going to scroll below and run actor synchronously and get dataset items. I'm just going to copy that and head back to the workflow. Just going to paste that in there, and that is basically that setup. So now we need to set up an OpenAI connection here, so you can connect your account and actually utilize the AI agents. And then also we need to set up this HTTP request here and your Airtable base, and we'll go through that now. So let's start off with easiest to hardest. So we're going to go to platform.openai.com, and you're just basically going to sign up if you don't have an account, or log into your existing account. So once you're in OpenAI, what you're going to do is go to API keys on the side here, and you're going to create a new key, and you can label it whatever you want. You say N8N scraper if you wanted it to, label it whatever, select a project, and you're going to get a key, and you're just going to copy that key. You're going to head over back to the N8N workflow. You're going to go to these OpenAI chat models, and then you're going to connect your OpenAI account. So you're going to see where it says credential to connect with. You're going to click on that, and you'll create a new credential, paste your API key in there, and then you're all good to go. And then basically you can just also set this one, it automatically convert the API key which you just put into the previous node. So next, let me show you what you need to do to set up the Airtable connections as you see here. So what you're going to do is go to Airtable, and if you don't have an account, you can start it for free. It's really a good database that you can utilize for many projects. As you can see, I've got like loads of ones here. So you're going to click on your profile on the top right, and you're going to go to Build a Hub on the right there, and then you're going to go to secrets. Actually, let's keep on personal access tokens, and what you're going to do is just create a new token on the top right here. You can label it whatever, N8N for example, and then here are the scopes which you need to add. You need to add data records read, data records write, and then you want to scroll down to schema bases read and schema bases write. And so next we need to define what bases this API endpoint or this token will have, and to do that we can add all resources if you're happy with that, or you can add a specific base and you can choose. So I'm just going to add all resources. I'm going to create that token. I'll just delete this one for example, and you're going to copy this and you're going to head over back to N8N. You're going to go to an Airtable node right here, and you're going to do the same thing, create a new credential and just paste that access token in, and then you're all good to go. And then you can just select that same access token in both of these nodes. Now we need to also set up this HTTP request here. So what you're going to do is you're going to come into here, and it's going to be a bearer auth. That's just basically a fancy way of saying an authentication, which is sent in the headers. And we're going to select these credentials, and we're going to create a new credential right here. And then you're going to paste that bearer token, the one that we just got from Airtable over here, this specific one, and you're going to paste it in right here. And that'll be that. You're going to click save, which is good. And then now it is all connected, and we can just delete this right here. You don't need to send any headers. And now we're basically almost done. I'm just going to walk you through how to finish up setting this node and the Airtable setup that you'll need to run something like this. So I'm just going to head over to Airtable. So this is the Airtable setup that you're going to need. It's going to have 2 tables, and I'll walk you through them so you can set it up yourself. You can just pause and see the column headers and basically everything that you'll need there. And so this is the first page. This is basically going to start the scrape job, so you can keep track of how many scrapes that you're doing, and so you can compartmentalize them into maybe by date or by intent, or who you're searching by, that type of stuff. And then you want to go to the leads table, and you can set it up like this, because there's a whole lot of fields that you want to keep track of. And I'm just going to quickly scroll through it here. You can just pause along the video to see what types of columns they are and their headers. It's just so you can copy me or add specific ones for your use case. So now we need to get the base ID and the table ID, so we can upload the founder photos and organization photos to the specific records which are created, and also link it to the scrape jobs. So to do that, you're going to grab the link of the Airtable once you're on the web page, and then you're going to see this app part here. This is the base ID, and then this part here is the table ID. I'm going to grab both of those. So you're just going to highlight them, and you're going to copy that to your clipboard right there, and head over back to your N8N workflow and come to this HTTP request, the last one. And what we're going to do here is, you see this V0, just add a forward slash there rather, and paste that in like that. As the first workflow set up, we've just got the next one, which is basically going to scrape the websites of the companies. But that's very quick and easy. And then I'll walk you through what each specific node is doing with a live demonstration, and I'll talk you through that. So let us just save this. So just say workflow 1, name it whatever you want to name it, and just going to save that. So now to set up the next workflow, what we're going to do is just back out of that previous workflow. I'm just going to create the new one in the top right there. And I'm going to do something similar. We're going to upload the template, the second link in the description down below. You just download both files. And this is the second workflow. You're going to say upload or import from file. And it's going to be the scrape websites. And basically this is it. So this is the workflow. It's very simple. We're using an HTTP request to scrape the websites. It's the cheapest and fastest way to scrape any website, but there are limitations to that, and I'll kind of let you know what they are. Because we're just using an HTTP request here, we're basically getting the HTML content of websites, but some websites don't allow you to do that. And you'll see here that if there's no data, if it's empty, we basically say unable to return website data. So this is basically going to give context to the AI agent and tell it I wasn't able to find any information on the company website. But if there is data, we basically summarize it and send it back to the AI agent so it can understand that. Now, if you want to really get a really good, robust scraper, there are ways around that. What you can do here is use Firecrawl. You can use the Firecrawl API, it's very good. Or you can utilize an Appify scraper. I'll show you the exact one which I've used in the past, but I'm just keeping everything cheap for people who don't really want to spend all this money on scraping websites. So you can head over to Appify, And what you're going to do here is go to the Appify store, and this is going to be one of the first ones here. You'll see it, and it's going to be this website content crawler right here, this specific one. And you're going to do something similar where you're going to grab the API endpoint, and you're just basically going to scrape all the websites and have some fun scraping. So if you want another video where I can show you how to utilize more in-depth scrapers like Firecrawl and Appify, you can just drop a comment down below and I'll get on that for you guys. So yeah, there's not a lot of setup that you have to do here. Basically all that you'll have to do is just connect your credentials, but you can utilize the ones that you use in the first workflow. So we're just going to label this scrape website tut, just for the tutorial. Just save that, and we head over back to the previous workflow. So yeah, so you're going to come into this scrape web page tool here, and just make sure that you're selecting the right one that you just created in your N8N workflow. And then basically that's it. And now that is the system set up, and let us go through an example here. I'm just going to pretend that we're trying to scrape 10 people. Just when you're running this, just remove this limit, or you can set it to be whatever limit you put in on this form, and I'll just basically walk you through all of that. So let us go to Apollo now and actually scrape these leads and create personalized openers for them. So you can head over to Apollo. You can create a free account. Don't even bother with the expensive, I think it's $60 a month plan. We're utilizing the free plan, and they've got great filters to find whoever you're looking for. So we're just going to log in here. We'll create an account if you don't have one. And this is the Apollo homepage. So what we're going to do here is go to the people section over here, and let's pretend that I've already just got some set up here. Just for quick example, I'm looking for co-founders. You can sort by job title. You can add a whole lot more than these ones here. Management level, you can look at specific companies if that's what you're into. You can check location. I'm just filtering by South Africa here just for a quick demonstration. You can get industry keywords, and basically you can filter by whatever leads you need. So we're going to take the link of this Apollo page, similar to what we did in Airtable, but we're going to grab the full link. I'm going to copy that to our clipboard, and let us set up this workflow and get started. So what we're going to do here is we're going to execute this workflow, and it's basically going to go through, and we're going to paste in the Apollo URL that we copied to our clipboard, and you can pick the number of leads. For this example, I'm just going to go with the minimum. It's going to be 500. The Appify actor, which is basically going to scrape Apollo, has a minimum number of leads that you can scrape of 500. So if you do anything less than that, it won't run, and your instance will basically stop after the HTTP request. I've learned the hard way. So yeah, just make sure if you're going to scrape, a minimum of 500 is the leads that you're going to have to scrape. So then we've got this offer section here. You can remove this entirely or make it yours specifically, and like just have a set field in N8N and just have it be your offer always. But you can change this up. Say I'm offering AI client acquisition system to coaches. That's who the niche was in this Apollo search. I can say that here, and the AI will understand that and will craft a personalized opener that understands my offer and kind of does a low commitment ask, like, can I send over some more information, that type of thing. So let's just say AI client acquisition system, if I can spell here. So yeah, so that's gonna basically start the automation. So if I click submit here, the automation will go ahead and get started. So as you can see here, the system has gone ahead and gotten started, so I can walk you through each node whilst it's doing its job and scraping 1,000 leads for you. This first node, I don't know why it's grayed out, but you can see the type of field forms which you can add or remove. We've got the Apollo URL, the number of leads, and you can see on the side here we've got offer. You can add as many fields as you want to basically enrich the messages. Say you want to add a field like what type of CTA you want in your messages. You can utilize that if you really want to go down that path. And the next thing that we're doing is we're basically creating a record of the scrape job in our Airtable setup. So if I go to this outreach hub and go to scrape jobs, you can just wait for it to refresh. You can see that here's the Apollo URL and the number of leads in progress, and the date is the 18th. Today's the 18th. And then the AI offer is AI client acquisition system. So we can head over back to our workflow and walk you through the rest of it. And now we're just filtering for the specific, or let me actually go back to the Appify scraper. It's really quite simple. We just got the URL right there, and in this JSON body we're just saying the total records is the one that you imported in the form, and then the URL is also the one that you imported on the form, and we're just scraping the website that simply. And then we get all great information here, like for example these 200 coaches. You get ID, first name, last name, LinkedIn URL, title, email status, all of this, and we limit it. This is just for test purposes, because if I were to generate 500 leads here, it does take a while. So for time's sake, we're just limiting it. And then we also got this filter here. So because some of the records which Appify returns, not all of them have valid names, organization names exist. Also, sometimes there's no website URL. This will break if there's no website URL. And email and email status. So we're just making sure that each and every single one of the leads which are coming through are verified. So you can see here it discarded 25 because of some reasons. For example, like email status is null, so that's why it was rejected for that person. So next, we're just looping over these 10 items. We do it in batches. So you can see we've got a batch size of 30. So the system doesn't really get confused and your N8N scenario crashes. I've experienced that. I literally was doing it on self-hosting, but I ran out of memory for my self-hosting, so I had to jump over to the cloud and build out this automation for you guys. So the company research agent, I'll kind of walk you through what it's doing and its prompts. So we're saying in the user message, do research on the company, and we're just providing the organization name and also their website as well. And we basically give it a prompt saying you're a research AI agent specializing in lead enrichment for outreach. Your goal is to gather, synthesize, and summarize all relevant and up-to-date information about a target company. And we basically explain that it has access to a scrape website tool, and like I said, that's just going to scrape the web page, get it into a markdown format, and summarize what exactly the company does. So that's basically going to give this AI agent context of what the company does. So it can give this opening message agent a bit more context and a bit more personalization. So next, we're doing lead researcher agent. I'll walk you through what it's doing. It's basically scraping each of the leads' LinkedIns, utilizing that LinkedIn scraper we set up in Apollo. You get great information like experiences, about sections, their posts, time and role, that type of thing, and that can also be leveraged to create personalized openers that cut through the noise. And I've utilized these things myself, and they work, guys. So let me tell you that. So you've got the lead researcher, and also I'll walk you through the prompt. And we just provided the founder you're researching, the name, and their LinkedIn URL. And then we just, let me open up the system prompt for you guys. Just make this an expression so I can make it big. And we give it a role. You're a lead research agent. Use the LinkedIn tool to gather and summarize publicly available professional information about the provided person. Focus on the following key areas, and we just highlight some areas and also some notes. Right. And then the final part of the system is the opener. I really recommend that you put a whole lot of prompt engineering into this opener so we can make sure that it's in your tone of voice, exactly what you're trying to do. Maybe you've got a methodology for outreaching to potential clients. I recommend that you put it into this ChatGPT step and basically say, hey, this is how I write my outreach messages with all of this information. Please copy it. And it will actually do a very good job if you make some tweaks. So if you want to make sure that it stays true to your tone of voice and basically your personality, you can really drop down the temperature of it. So you see this output randomness setting. Just make that very small. Right now it's on 1.0. You can make that like 0.4 if you want to make it more deterministic to what you've produced in the past and your tone of voice. But with that being said, you need to provide enough examples so it doesn't just produce nonsense. So yeah. So let me walk you through the prompt and kind of exactly what's happening here. We're giving it a role. You're a LinkedIn outreach agent. Your goal is to write a concise, engaging LinkedIn opening message to a specific lead. You can see it's not a very extensive prompt here just because this is a demo for you guys. You can utilize it, or you can scrap the whole prompt and really customize it to your specific liking, like I said. Basically hints at your offer in a way that's up for a conversation, curiosity gap, and it's basically going to synthesize your offer and try and understand it without pitching it up front. So that lead researcher is going and it's almost done. You can see that's done it 9 times when there's 10 items, so we're almost there. And it's going to create all those openings, and it's going to add the records to Airtable, and then yeah, that's basically the full system. I'm just going to let this thing finish, and then we can jump over to Airtable so you can see the full interface. So you can see here that we are finished, and we can head over to Airtable and kind of show you the output. So we've got our full 10 leads with personalized openers and everything like that. You can go to scrape jobs, and you can see here that's been complete and marked as complete as such. And you've also got the leads which were attached to the scrape job right here. That's what's cool about this. So you can always keep track of which specific scrapes you're looking for and which leads it surfaced. This is the interface and kind of what you see at the end of it, and it's really nicely formatted. We've got the amount of prospects here with their profile photo, their company image. Some of them don't have profile photos, that's understandable, so it's just like a blank photo, or some of them don't even have like the URL. So you can see that this one's still loading, no attachments. But yeah, it's really nicely put together by the dates created. So say you do this once a month, you'll have the next one on August, and they'll be nicely formatted together. So let's have a look at Assad. You can see the profile picture there, his company logo, his name, have his email there. I'll probably blur out this information because I don't want to dox people. You got his title, headline, and we got the company research. No information found about the group. As you can see, the scrape job didn't complete, but that's okay because the system still actually was able to create a personalized opener utilizing the lead research, which will always return something. So we're saying summary of Assad, I don't know how to say his last name, excuse me, a professional profile. So you got current and past jobs, current and previous companies, learnable projects, public speaking engagements, location, and contact address and email. And then we've got an opener here at the end saying, "Hi Assad, I'm impressed by your decade-long leadership at Schreitema Group," I think that's how you say it, "and your commitment to philosophy and teaching. Balancing academia with leading a coaching firm is no small feat. I'm curious if you explored how AI-driven client acquisition could implement your team's expertise to boost growth. And would it be alright if I shared a quick insights on this? Simple messages tailored for each specific lead." So if we go to the next one, you can see we've got his profile photo there, his name, company logo, same thing. So we've actually got some company research which came back. You can see the website for Bryson Academy presents INEA's international 5-lens platform, which focuses on leveraging the Enneagram framework. For example, you've also got some key highlights there as well. And then we've got the lead research as well. We've also got the opener here saying, "Hi Bongani." I'm not going to read the rest, but you can see for each lead, all done in the space of 10 minutes for 10 leads, not even 10 minutes. I think it was like 5 minutes. But what you can do is set this thing overnight, let it go through 1,000 leads, wake up in the morning, and you've got 1,000 prospects which are ready to be contacted. All automatically, you just have to click a button and submit a form. So that is the power of automation and what is possible when AI is done right. So if you want access to these workflows, you can go to the second link in the description down below and download them completely for free, no strings attached. And if you want to look at how something like this can be customized for your specific business and your lead generation, you can hit the first link in the description down below to book your free AI strategy call, where you can see how something like this can fit in with your business. So if you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and maybe the bell icon too. And if you have any questions, comments or concerns, please leave them down below and I'll get back to them as fast as possible. So that's it from me for the video, guys. Catch you in the next one.